So good afternoon, everyone. First of all, sorry for my English. I'm not fluent, but I will try to do my best for you to understand well what I'm saying. I would like to start this speech by telling you how honored and happy I am to be here to participate to this International Forum on Lawfare. I have to say it has been a difficult time to arrive until this day because, as you know, the first time we tried to book a flight, it was a volcano eruption. After that, I tried to book another flight, and they say you cannot because you pass by China. So finally, I'm here because I think we are all together to stand up against the lawfare practices, and it's a good signal to see all of you here to be with us. So thanks so much for the organizer, which make a fantastic work. And the university for sure to hosting us. A few months ago, our political party tried to launch an international campaign on lawfare because we face lawfare practices also in France, and we was thinking we are not the only one, and we want to be all together to fight against these practices. So we launched a petition, an international petition, and few weeks after the beginning of the petition, we receive a support from 35 countries. 35 countries to denounce the lawfare practices in their country. And during this campaign, we first heard about the case of the senatrice Leila de Lima. And that's why we have signed and support all the campaign which have been made to make her free. So we have signed all the members in the French Parliament have signed the call for the release, and now we have this first international forum on lawfare. It's the first in the world, and we hope that in the coming months we will have new forum on lawfare also in Europe, in Africa, in America, because we need to push for this issue all over Europe. All over the world, sorry. Because this key subject of lawfare practices, it's a real danger for our democracy. Whatever our country are, whatever our political opinion are, and which can be different, but we'll all put together democracy above everything. And it's time then to be together, to join our forces, to stop all tactics and strategy which attack a democratic value. It's very interesting to see that in the 1617, it have started with a military dictatorship which was imposing the privation of freedom and liberty. But now the method can appear more much more insidious, much more sophisticated. And it is exactly what it is a lawfare. It's an instrument for use of the justice against for the political end, to paralyze, eliminate a political adversary, which can be politician, but not only. It can be also trade unionist. It can be also activist. And why these lawfare practices are particularly serious is because the most beautiful things of humanity, the most beautiful value are initially thrown into justice. So what happened in France, I will try to give you some update in a few words, but first of all, for us, the lawfare is four main characteristics. The first is to always start with a denunciation and accusation without evidence. It is the case for the Senator Leila de Lima, but it is also the case that it's appeared in Ecuador, for example, when the ex-president, Rafael Correa, one day a political opponent wake up and say, the services of the ex-president have been kidnapped me, without proof, no report, no witness, but this denunciation without evidence was the first point to put Rafael Correa in trial and continue in the juridical process. So it always starts in the idea to not seek the truth, but to put a doubt on a person. It's the first main point. The second point is is not, when you have lawfare practices, it's not just any judge or prosecutor who intervene. We are dealing with a politicized justice. And on this case, I can explain to you the case of the Judge Moro in Brazil, which is the one which put in prison Lula, and her political party will have met Lula in prison during the summer. And the same judge which put Lula in prison becomes the Minister of Justice a few months after under Bolsonaro government. So it's a judge and prosecutor linked to the political power. The third point is lawfare is always marked by a multiplication of procedure around the main case, because the idea is to put the pressure, the process of keeping people under pressure from the justice system, but also under juridical and fiscal pressure. So it means we want to put people, and we saw with the multiplication of the cases also in the case of Leila de Lima. The final point is also the role of the media. In all the cases of lawfare, we have saw the central role of media. And the media on these cases are not neutral, are not trying to say the truth. They are often create a distortion filter of the reality and participate of charging the accused. And we have saw, for our point of view, also in France, that, for example, during election campaign, the cases will come back by the media during the election campaign. So it's also a problem of during a democratic process, the role of the media. What happened, so now that I give you the four main characteristics, what happened in France? Everything starts with a denunciation from the far-right political party, saying that there is some fake job inside the European Parliament, which was deal with her political party. And the media also accused, even if everything was validated by the auditor, that the account during the electoral campaign, the French presidential electoral campaign, was not, there is something of overcharging. All these accusations have been never followed of fact. All these accusations have been never make open an investigation until we arrive in October 2018, and the government the government of Macron is in very big trouble because there is huge mobilization in France against the liberal reform, and there is a scandal where we see the special advisor of the president, which is beating the young high school student in the street during the demonstration, and it's become a scandal of the state. Until this scandal arrived to the need for the government to change, to reshuffle the government, because a lot of the ministry have to resign. And the day of the changing of the government, because of all this trouble, we, at 7 in the morning, start an unprecedented searches on her party. So it means we have more than 200 police officers which arrive in the headquarters, the office of her political party, in all the house of the member, the leader of the party, to make investigation on things that we don't know exactly what it is. And it takes all the day. And during all the day, you have seen the TV, the investigation against her party during the day where the government is trying to put a new government in place. 19 months after that, there is no any evidence, there is no trial against us about this allegation for the extreme right or for, yeah, I take them. So nothing appears, but we continue to fight until they try to use these cases to put now a leader in difficulty. And they have put a new trial for him because during the searches he say he's not agree with what happened. He say it's not right, it's not justice what we are doing. And for this is now going to a trial for rebellion, because he say he's not, there is nothing, no violence, nothing, but just the fact to say that he's opposed to this was enough to put in the trial. So what I want to say, because I saw it's the time and I want to respect it, it's that it's true that the case in France may not have reached the same level that we can see today in the Philippines, in Brazil, or in Cambodia. But this is not less particularly worrying about the state of our democracy. So today, I stand here in the Philippines in the name of the main left political party in France, France Insoumise, to defend with you our common value as a human rights defender, to give a total support and solidarity to all Filipino which is defending the human right and the liberty of the Leila de Lima. When you start, you say that the name of our party is France Insoumise, which is not, there is not a real translation in English. But it means that we are not submitted to a system. We are unsubmissive. And today, I want to be with you all unsubmissive to the injustice that you are facing here. We want the justice. It's time for justice. It's time for the immediate release of Senator Leila de Lima.
Thank you so much, Marina.